These are the 7 different ways your spirit guides are communicating with you. I'm about to go into great detail on what it's like to experience each one of your 7 psychic senses. Everyone has these senses, they're innate abilities, and not only will they help you connect with your spirit guides, but you'll also be able to get in touch with your loved ones in spirit, and you'll make better decisions in your life because your intuition also communicates through these senses. Okay, so what are they? Seeing, hearing, feeling, knowing, empathy, taste, and smell. The way that we receive information through the psychic sense of seeing is through our mind's eye. It's not with our actual physical eyes. The way that the mind's eye works is very similar to the way that we recall a memory or visualize. The way that we're seeing that imagery is the same way we'll see through our psychic sense of seeing. And what that looks like for some is these short little movie clips that get dropped in your head, or these images, fragments of images, or I even sometimes see these aerial views like they were shot from a drone. The way that we hear through our psychic sense of hearing is the same way that we hear a thought, except it's not us thinking the thought, it's us receiving the thought from an energy source. If I tell you to imagine what a train whistle sounds like, you can hear it, can't you? That's exactly how our psychic sense of hearing works. Except there's nobody prompting you to imagine it. It's some sort of energy source that's delivering the sound. Now, the way that we feel through the psychic sense of feeling is not an emotional feeling. It's a very physical sensation without the physical stimulus. So when your energy interacts with another energy source, your body delivers all sorts of sensations. Sensations like your hair standing up, goosebumps, the chills, temperature changes, feeling this lightness, all of these things and more. An example of how you would experience this is, let's say you were communicating with a loved one and they gave you a hug. Now, it wouldn't be a physical hug because their energy, there's no physical contact, but there is energetic contact, and you could possibly even feel the squeeze. At the bare minimum, you will feel their energy wrap around you and your body will deliver those sensations. The way that we experience a knowing through our psychic sense of knowing is the same exact way you get a gut feeling. It's like how you just know something without knowing how you know it. What's happening when you get a knowing is that you've tapped into some sort of energy source and the information is flowing so fast you don't know how it's coming, you just know it. By the way, all I mean by energy source is a spirit, spirit guide, loved one, energy of the environment, energy of a situation, energy of your life, just some sort of energy. A real world example on how you get a knowing is, let's say you meet somebody for the first time and you feel like you know them. You feel very, very connected. That's some sort of a knowing. Now let's say the opposite. You meet somebody and you're like, ooh, there's something about them. I know that I need to stay away from them. I don't really know what it is, but I definitely don't want to be around them. Or you just randomly get an impulse to go to the store. And when you go, you see somebody that you haven't seen in a long time and you reconnect. The way that our psychic sense of empathy works is we feel through emotion. Contrary to New Age spiritual beliefs, we're all empaths. We all have empathy. We have the ability to feel and sense the emotions of others. That's literally the definition of empathy. And it is a psychic sense because emotions aren't visible. They're not tangible. You can't reach up and grab sadness. Emotions are energy, and we have the ability to feel and sense them in people and from other energy sources. Here's a real-world example of what it's like to feel the energy of an emotion. We've all experienced that friend or family member who's really good at hiding their emotions. And despite that, we can still sense that something's wrong. Even when we ask them what's wrong and they're like, oh no, everything's great, everything's fine, we can still sense that there's definitely something wrong. Sometimes you can even feel them emanating sadness or some other kind of emotion. Our psychic sense of empathy allows us to feel exactly what emotion it is. If you want to develop these senses so you can have undeniable experience with the energetic realms, then consider applying for my mentorship program. The details are in my profile. The way that we experience our psychic sense of smell is through an energetic stimulus. There's nothing there in the physical dimension that we're smelling. It's an energy source. And what it's kind of like is when you're watching TV and a commercial comes on and there's your favorite food. For me, it's pizza. And you can actually smell the pizza through the TV. The pizza wasn't physically there, but you smelled it. An example of how you would smell an energy source is, let's say you were connecting with a loved one who is known for their apple pie. And when they begin to come in, you smell that apple pie. Or it could be one of our loved ones who smoked and all of a sudden you smell cigarettes. The way that we taste through our psychic sense of taste is through an energetic stimulus, similar to smelling through our psychic sense of smell. To stick with the example of seeing your favorite food on TV, instead of smelling it, you actually taste it. When communicating with that loved one who's known for that apple pie, you taste it.